Alright, y'all, welcome back to the channel. I got a lot to talk about today, and today we're going to be doing the top 10 power forwards in the NBA. We already did point guard, we already did shooting guard, we already did the small forward, so today is the 4 position, and you guys know what's coming next. So don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, and let's get straight into the top 10 list. But the difference between this list and other lists that I don't have any honorable mentions. I didn't make any honorable mentions. So if you guys have any honorable mentions in the comment section below, some people that you think could be top 10 going into next season or even after next season, some people who may got injured and are a top 10 talent in your eyes, leave them down in the comment section below. But let's get straight into the top 10 list. And at number 10, I got Paulo Borero from the Orlando Magic. I don't really know if a lot of people are going to have Paulo in their top 10 power forwards, but I know I do. I have him right at number 10, and the reason why is because he's coming off one of the best rookie seasons that we have ever seen in the NBA, and it's not even really being talked about. Not many guys average 20 points out of the gate in their rookie season. You know, some people maybe back in the day, but we don't really see that anymore. I think the last guy that did it was actually Luka in 2018. But yeah, it's really not getting talked about, and I think that that is the craziest thing, because everyone was hyping up Paulo. You know, he came in from Duke. Everyone was like, this is the guy, he's the most NBA ready guy. Then it turned out he was going to be the 3rd overall pick going to Houston, and then all of a sudden the Orlando Magic switched their minds and they drafted Paulo at number 1, which should have happened. I think everybody was realizing that that's what should have happened, because he was the most NBA ready guy going into the league, and he showed it with the 20 points and 7 rebounds that he put up. And yeah, the efficiency might be bad, but you can't name me one rookie who didn't have bad efficiency. You can't, because they come into the league, they're trying to adjust from college or high school to the NBA, and their shit is going to look like this every single time. Paulo's shooting 29% from 3 right now. I don't really see that, you know, taking a quantum leap. I feel like he is probably gonna peak around like 34 to 35%. I don't see him being a prolific 3-point shooter in the end of his career, but I think that he is going to improve in other aspects to the point where he can move up this power forward ranking as his career progresses. And another thing that I do want to see from Paulo this season is actually take the reins on being the best player on the team. I personally think that Franz Wagner is the best player on the Orlando Magic, considering I have been watching a lot of Orlando Magic games last season, and I plan on watching a lot more this season as well, because I'm extremely high on them. But that's besides the point. I think that Franz is the best player on that team, and I want to see Paulo actually take that from him, and I do think that he's going to take that from him this season. At number 9, I got NBA champion Aaron Gordon. Now, number 1, there's some championship tax. Same thing happened with Jamal Murray in my point guards list. You're gonna, you know, make the list if you just won an NBA championship. I'm gonna be honest. If you were like a really integral part on winning that championship, like the Denver Nuggets just did, you might just make my list. But Aaron Gordon, number 9 on the list, I think he's a really versatile defender. He's a guy that I will trust guarding the opposing team's best player on some nights. He can get to the rim if you need him to. You could stick him in the corner. You can give him the ball at the 3. Sometimes he'll make it, sometimes he won't, but that's besides the point. You get a backdoor cut. Jokic got him on that. You know what I'm saying? He is a really good basketball player, and I'm glad that he went to Denver. I'm glad that everything worked out for him in his career, because the days in Orlando, you know, they were okay, they were fine, they were fun, but when we get to an actual point in your career, when it's time to win, it's time to sacrifice something to get the job done. That's exactly what Aaron Gordon did, and I think that that lands him a spot at number 9. At number 8, a lot of people don't necessarily like this guy. I am not too fond of him myself, but it's not the reason why he's number 8. I just think that there are other guys in the league better than him, and maybe I value more things from those other guys than this guy right here. But it's New York Knicks star Julius Randle. You see the 25, 10, and 5 that he was averaging. You see the All-NBAs that the man got. You see the All-Stars that the man got. And you see that he brought the Knicks to the playoffs, correct? I want to say something about Julius Randle real quick. I think that he is a damn good basketball player. I think that he is one of the more unique basketball players in the whole entire league. But all of this only runs true for the regular season, because when we get to the playoffs, he looks nasty. I think everybody knows this. He showed it in 2021. He didn't even make it in 2022. He showed it in 2023. He had I believe like 2 or 3 good games. He looked terrible. He looked terrible in that Miami series. Now, in the Cleveland series, I'll give it to him. He looked decent, I guess. But that Miami series was horrible. It was bad. And it's like, from time to time, I do like watching Julius Randle play basketball, and there are some good things to his game. But when it's the playoffs, I damn near want to turn my TV off. And I'm not even joking, because he's really bad. He can only go left. We see it numerous times. If he's on the right side of the basket and he tries to, drive, he will dunk with his left hand. I've seen it happen numerous times with this man, bro. He can only use his left hand. You guys want to get on Jaylen Brown for only going right. How about we get on Julius Randle for only being able to go left? And that is literally the game plan every single time that he walks onto a playoff basketball court. It's that simple. Enough of the negativity with Julius Randle. I do kind of like watching him. I was going to make a video at the end of the NBA season last year, and it was going to be my favorite players in the league, and Julius Randle was actually going to be on that list. Not favorite players as like a Jalen Brunson or like a Trae Young or a Ja Morant or a Markelle Fultz, but more so of like my favorite players to watch. I believe Kyle Anderson was also going to be on that list. Julius Randle was going to be on that list. Sam Hauser was going to be on that list. Kevin Porter Jr. was going to be on that list. He's definitely not going to be on that list anymore anytime soon. Number 8, I got Julius Randle. Now let's get on to number 7. And at number 7, ladies and gentlemen, I got Draymond Green. This might be, respect tax, but we might have to respect Draymond Green just a little bit here. I still think that he is one of the best defenders in the NBA. If I had to take a guess on where I would put him, I would probably put him around the 10 to 15 range, because I don't think that he is like the greatest defender like he was back in 2016 or 2017. I still do think that Draymond Green is a premier defender. I still think that his defense and his, presence on the Warriors team cannot be matched. It cannot be replaced by anybody at all. I think if you watch the man play the game of basketball, you will understand how valuable he is to this team. You take him off this team right now, the team's defense plummets. You take him off the team right now, it's gonna be a bunch of ISO ball and a bunch of self-creating by Curry and Clay in the twilight years of their career, and you kind of don't want that to happen. And another thing that I want to say, which I kind of think shouldn't be a part of this top 10, but I'm gonna include it anyway because I don't really care, is intangibles. Just like I said about Aaron Gordon, I guess the intangible right here will be that he is an NBA champion now, and he was a really big part of winning that championship. Now it's looking like Draymond Green. I mean, we got respect tax, right? Number 2, we got leader tax, and Draymond Green is one of the best leaders in the NBA right now, so I gotta put that in as well. But I got Draymond Green at number 7. You know what I'm saying? He's got respect tax, he's got championship tax, and now the man's got leader tax. Draymond Green, number 7. You gotta enjoy it. And at number 6, I got a guy who's a better defender than Draymond, probably by a landslide as of right now, is Evan Mobley. I got Evan Mobley at number 6. I think this might be a little bit too high of a placement. I haven't really been seeing people put Evan Mobley like extremely high, like 4 or 5. I haven't even been seeing people put him 6. I've been seeing like 7, 8, 9s, and 10s for this man. So I wanted to show him just a little bit more love than other people because I am extremely high on Evan Mobley. And the reason why I say all of this is because he is one of the best defenders in the NBA, and I think that he's only going into his 3rd season, I believe. There's one thing that I really do want to see Evan Mobley work on this season, and it's his shot creating in the half-court offense. Now, he doesn't have to have a hezzy tween at the fucking top of the key. I don't need any of that from him. I don't even need a corner 3 from him just yet because it's obvious that his 3-point percentage has taken a really big dip. But, seeing him work more in the post than he already has, seeing him, even get like a little bit of a mid-range shot. That's something that I want to see from him. I think that he really does need to work on his touch around the rim as well. And to be honest, the more that he works on his offensive game in the half court, the better basketball player that he will be. I really truly do see this man being a multiple-time All-Star, multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year candidate, multiple-time All-NBA. I really do see this in Evan Mobley's career and in his future. I really do. At number 5, I got first-time All-Star Utah Jazz forward Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen, a top 5 power forward right now. I know that nobody, and I mean nobody, not no Cavs fans, not no Bulls fans, had this man as a top 5, maybe even a top 10 power forward going into last season. They didn't. You know what I'm saying? But the season that this man had, you know what I'm saying? Going from Chicago, going all the way to Cleveland, and then coming all the way over to Utah and genuinely proving that he can be that guy who can probably bring your team to the playoffs as a #1 guy. Now, this is his first season actually averaging 20 points, let alone 25 points a game. And I don't really know what the future holds for him. I'm going to need to see more to see if he can actually be that #1 guy stamped in the playoffs, because the Utah Jazz haven't even made the playoffs yet. They're still in their rebuilding phase. We don't even know if Lauri Markkanen is going to be their definite #1 going into next season, if they're going to build around him or not. But I'm excited to see the Utah Jazz future. I'm excited to see Lauri Markkanen's future and see what the future holds for them. Count how many times I said future. God damn. If you guys haven't seen my top 10 small forward video, I had Kawhi and I had PG in there, so Kawhi Leonard will not be in this video. If I had to put Kawhi Leonard in this video, he will be top 3, obviously. But at number 4, we got Jaren Jackson Jr. Now, I had to say this about Brandon Ingram in my small forwards video. If you guys want to go watch that, you guys go watch that. The way that these guys play in FIBA, the Olympics, whatever you want to name it, if it's overseas, you know, it does not change the way that I think about them as NBA basketball players, because that's the game that they predominantly play. If they get outshone in a game that isn't, you know, for them, or the game that they're used to playing, then it's not gonna matter to me. You know what I'm saying? And Jaren Jackson Jr. is one of those guys. However, the one thing that I can say about Jaren Jackson Jr. is that, number 1, before we get into anything good about him, I do not think that he should have won Defensive Player of the Year. That's just me personally. Number 2, I think that he does need to work on his rebounding, because he's shown it in the NBA that he can't really rebound. He's showed it in FIBA that he can't really rebound. And I don't really necessarily think that that's his fault. I mean, the way that Steve Kerr was using him is not the way that he is used in the NBA. So it was kind of an adjusting period for him. You know what I'm saying? He's not a rim protector. We know that he is a help defender, and we've seen it numerous of times. Steve Kerr, he should know. Okay, now I'm ranting about fucking FIBA. Back to Jaren Jackson Jr. He is a Defensive Player of the Year at the end of the day. He's still an amazing defender at the end of the day, and I think that that's what lands him at number 4. I think that he took a really, really huge leap, and I'm expecting a bigger leap out of him now that Dylan Brooks is off the team, and he's going to be getting more touches, and the team's going to be going to him more than they did last year, which is a lot. This video is getting a little bit too long, so I'm going to speed this up a little bit. We're at the top 3, and at number 3, I got Pascal Siakam. We know how good Pascal Siakam is now. A lot of people don't really watch Toronto Raptors games ever since Kyle Lowry left, and, you know, I can see why, because they're not really that good of a team, but it's not because of Pascal Siakam at all. This man is amazing at what he does. He's great on the offensive side. He has taken a really huge leap on the defensive side from what he was 2 years prior, and I love every single minute of Pascal Siakam basketball. I want to watch more of it. I don't know how much more I'm going to watch than I did last year, but I love watching Pascal Siakam as much as I can, man. Out of all the top 20 guys in the NBA right now, I do believe that Pascal Siakam is the most underrated out of every single one of them. And I truthfully mean that. I don't really see people talking about Pascal Siakam like they talk about other guys in the top 10, top 15. I see some guys talking and praising guys who aren't even better than Pascal Siakam himself. If you ask me a start bench cut between two good players and Pascal Siakam, I'm pretty sure that Pascal Siakam will be the one that's cut, because not many people watch Toronto Raptors games and not many people understand how damn good of a basketball player Pascal Siakam is. And I think that he is such a good basketball player that he's got to be top 3 on this power forwards list, and I'm going to keep him there. And number 2 is Kevin Durant, and number 1 is Giannis. We already know this, bro. We already know this, dude. I don't need to do no sing-song dance and dance around why I think that they should. No, we know why. Kevin Durant is a sniper. Kevin Durant is a bucket. Giannis Antetokounmpo is one of the best players in the whole entire league, and I don't think we need to sugarcoat it. I wanted to end this video so badly. I want to get out of here because I have a lot of stuff to do today, but that's all I got for y'all today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends, and I'm out. Peace.